Gotta go. But thanks. On with the show.
As I realized, I just muted myself. Sorry. Hey, fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something I found to be really interesting in a refreshing way. And it's, of course, in this case, as you can tell, involves Jenna Ortega. Now she, in an interview that I've been seeing going around, doesn't want repurposed male roles. And I am recording this in September. So at the time of making this video, I've been seeing people talking about it, and I figured I will wait for this video to release to wait a few months before releasing this video, because I know everyone and their mothers are currently talking about it right now. By the time I am, recording this video, so in this video, let's read the article. Actually, another actress has voiced her displeasure with the new Hollywood writers the way Hollywood writes female lead in modern movies. A couple of years ago, Emily Blunt talked about how she threw away scripts in which the term strong female lead appeared, preferring more complex, challenging, and entertaining roles. Now, rising star Jenna Ortega, who worked in this week's Tim Burton's Beetlejuice, and they say this week because this was released on September 3rd, revealed in an interview that she's tired of Hollywood replacing traditional male characters with female versions. This was participated by interviewer Josh Horowitz, asking Ortega if she would like to star in a sequel to Burton's Edward Scissorhands, with herself replacing Johnny Depp in the lead role. On the whole, the interview is very interesting, especially some of the Catherine O'Hara insight of the first Beetlejuice. But sometimes it feels like these interviewers go out of their way to be annoying, which is true. I feel that, but let's see if they actually.
There are certain movies that should get a sequel and shouldn't get a sequel, and Tim's been very articulate about this. He was open to this for years if you got the story right and it happened in the right time, as you said. But where are we at in other things? Like Edward Scissorhands, for instance, he said, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Do we feel like that? That's if he called you up tomorrow and said, you know what, Edith Scissorhands is calling to me.
Edith.
What would you say?
No, you know what I would say about that specifically as well?
She said no so fast. She said no so fast.
That's if he called you up tomorrow and said, you know what, Edith Scissorhands is calling to me.
Edith.
What would you say?
No, you know what I would say about that specifically?
You heard how fast she said no? Oh, one more time, just for the giggles.
Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Do we feel like that? That's if he called you up tomorrow and said, you know what, Edith Scissorhands is calling to me.
Edith.
What would you say?
No, you know what?
She said no so freaking fast. This is part of the reason why I'm such a huge fan of hers. Because, before I get into the mix, I don't mind some roles, if it makes sense to get gender bent. But if you're going to gender bend them just for the hell of gender bending and to have some political talking points, then fuck no. I don't want said role to be gender bent or race swapped or whatever. Because I think the normal person doesn't give a shit if said role is really gender bent or race swapped. Certain roles, as to say. Certain roles, because not every role should be gender but or race swap. For example, like Kingpin. I'm talking about the Ben Affleck's Kingpin. That Kingpin was, I mean, the Daredevil movie he was in. That Kingpin was black. And then get back to Charlie Cox's uh, Daredevil. That series Kingpin was white. As far as I'm aware, as I was aware, nobody really had an issue with a black Kingpin in the Daredevil movie. Nobody. So, and I know they kind of like gender bend Doctor Octopus in the into the Spy-Verse film. I don't remember anyone here like really complaining about them gender bending Doctor Octopus in that film. I didn't have an issue with that, like, cause like they were like so focused on the gender. Like I didn't give a shit. Now they like focus so much on the freaking gender. Like for example, like you can say like the Marvels with all like that cheesy line saying "Black Girl Magic" or whatever, or like She-Hulk, for example, saying "I'm a woman, I'm a badass woman, fuck males, I can do things better than the Hulk, who's a guy." Like that's when fans has an issue with it, and I think that's also why I think Jenna Ortega is going to talk about. So, wait, here we go.
What I would say about that specifically as well, I love that there's a lot more female leads nowadays. I think that's so special, but we should have our own. I don't like it when it's like a spin-off of, like, I don't want to see like Jamie Bond, like I want to see
You want
just like
your own.
another badass. So
Yeah.
something like that, definitely leave it. And also the beauty of something like Edward is the mystery. I think it's very sensitive. You see, Beetlejuice can
Yeah.
still somewhat be original because he exists in no specific time. You could take him back to the 1800s if you really wanted to,
Right.
like you really can make an anthology
Or go to
movie
the
series
future,
with him.
and he's still
Exactly,
hanging
go to the
around.
future.
Yeah. No, it's a fairy tale. It's a
Exactly.
timeless fairy tale.
Yeah, something there's.
Oh, no, it's real.
I think you gotta.
What? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, definitely suss it out. Suss it out.
The original Beetlejuice.
So, essentially, like, and this is also what she was saying too. Like, don't like. I get what she's saying too. Like, us guys, because I'm a guy, gasp, has so many great characters, right? Like, Batman, Superman, Green Arrow, James Bond. You can say the Ninja Turtles, at least the first generation of Turtles, being Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo. They were all like guy characters, and like nobody wants you to go out their way of gender banning sad characters. Like allow the ladies to have females to have their own badass characters, like Black Widow, Catwoman, Black Cat, Supergirl, which I don't know how most of like if she's like was originally supposed to be a gender bent version of Superman, but whatever. Supergirl, you get what I mean? With Supergirl, I'm trying to think of Shuri. Like I'm mostly talking about Shuri from like the first Black Panther film, where her superpower was her mind. April O'Neil, um, etc. Leia, Princess Leia. There you go. That's another badass character. And to keep in Star Wars, Padme. That was another badass character. And giving Disney some love in terms of Star Wars, who's I know that's like oh no, don't do it nowadays, but Jyn Erso. Jyn Erso's like potentially amongst the few badass females Disney has produced under Star Wars. That and Ahsoka Tano, in my opinion. Ahsoka Tano mostly in the Clone Wars to like Rebels. My point is, there's so many badass female characters, so many badass male characters. I certainly do not want to see like Wonder Woman get changed into the male just to be preached or anything. Plus, I don't think Woman can really be great as great if she was gender bent. And let's say if you try to gender bend the Ninja Turtles, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, coming into kind of part of my name at the moment, being Phil Timothy. I love the Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles been part of my life since I was like 2, 3. So for most of my life, 2, 3, 4. I love Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo. If they have swapped those characters, and I do believe I made a video about this a few months ago too, earlier this year. If they gender bent the turtles for the hell of it, I would like just to, for some stupid political messaging, I will be so pissed off. Because part of the charm of the Ninja Turtles are that they're ninjas. Sure, you got ninjas that kicks ass. Sure, in the last Ronin era turtles, there's 2 female turtles, 2 male turtles. They aren't Leonardo down. They aren't original team turtles. They're new turtles. I can get behind that. They even have like in the like they even introduced 2 lady turtles, Jonica and Venus. Since the conception of the turtles with the 4 turtles, right? I don't care if they bring in the female turtles. Just like don't gender swap the original 4 turtles. What I mean, and that's essentially where like I know this is kind of like semi different to what Jenna Ortega means, but like my point is try and relate this back to it. There are some roles that is better just the way they are. Gender. I'll say it as a black man. Race too. The way characters are, race, gender, they're perfect. I would not want Bruce Wayne to get changed into a black man because oh my god, being white is so bad, or like um being turned into like I don't want to like, for example, I'm trying to think of a girl character, Black Widow. I don't want Natasha Romanoff to be turned into a dude. So like the title of Black Widow is like it's a code name that can be passed down essentially, and I feel like that's what they're essentially doing with the MCU, having Natasha Romanoff's sister take the mantle of Black Widow. I don't really care, but like it wouldn't be the same if you like gender bent Natasha Romanoff or her sister. It'd be dumb. So I agree with Jenna Ortega's take on this. There are so many, like, I'm happy personally. There are so many great, wonderful, badass main characters. And there are so many wonderful, badass female characters. As a guy, I would love to see like some more badass female characters getting presented. But I do not want it to be at the expense of tearing us the guy characters, badass guy characters down and only gender bending them. Because then you're doing a disservice to both genders. It's, and that's unfair to both genders. And then the, people like that will want to make like play the victim saying, oh my god, you're being sexist or you're being racist when There was nothing wrong with how they originally were. You just want to play the victim. So my point is, I agree with Jenna Ortega. If you want to showcase more badass female characters, create more badass female characters, or like have that like already existing badass characters, female badass characters. Let them stand on their 2 feet without having to like pull the badass male characters down, if that makes sense. Anyways, I love y'all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know how you guys feel about this. And I will talk to you fellow mutants later. And hope you have a blessed day. Love y'all.